then I think in terms of the upskilling, or sometimes it's not even upskilling, sometimes it's one poor person, right, that's been moved around different departments within IT and then just gone, you need to do licensing, you need to do ITAM. We don't really know what it is. You don't know what it is, but off you go. Good luck. Sink or swim.
Yeah. Tag, you're it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, absolutely. That's the training plan and a personal development plan is another favorite of mine. Something that when you've kind of, typically when you go into an organization, it's about stopping the rot. First of all, it's about, this is terrible. We need to do something ASAP. So that's why the gap analysis and start building out those processes. But then when you've started to have a bit of breathing space, then it's going, okay, well, what does your team look like? Okay, you've got one person here. What's their background? Well, they're more of an administrator. They've not really got the technical background. They can just about get through to purchase some Visio and project licenses or Adobe or whatever. It's okay, right? Well, they're going to be a key part of our Microsoft renewal. So let's get them some training there. There's loads of free training out there on like Azure, AWS, all the cloud stuff and FinOps, if they want to do stuff in there, just go and, block an hour a day and start doing stuff like that. But you're absolutely right. Building that personal development plan, building that training plan so that ultimately when it gets to it, they actually can become that driver as well. They feel more confident. They feel more confident. They know what they're talking about. And they can have those key conversations with stakeholders. And actually, that is a very good point about upskilling. You just reminded me, right? So off on a bit of a tangent, but I was speaking to on LinkedIn to an ITAM manager who's, I can't remember what country. I think it was like a New Zealand or Australia or something down there, somewhere much sunnier than the UK. And they were messaging me about FinOps. They said,
that doesn't narrow it down at all.
Yeah, I know, right? It's grey and miserable. But anyway, so they messaged me saying, look, I'm seeing all this stuff on LinkedIn about ITAM and FinOps, but in all honesty, I don't know anything about FinOps. I've been asked to get involved in conversations, and they just straight up said, look, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm not going to understand the terminology. I'm nervous. I'm just going to make myself look stupid and not add any value. And I think I understand that nervousness, but when you're looking at new things like FinOps, which to ITAM is quite new, some people are still obviously having their eyes open to it. You start to see a lot of those synergies in there, and the language that you're talking in ITAM can easily be translated in there. So I think I put a LinkedIn thing about it. Just said, look, just go and talk about how you optimize software and hardware, right? How you're looking at consumption, how you're looking at different licensing models, how you're working on, budgeting for next year through automated reharvesting or by taking back assets from people that haven't used it for 60 days, whatever it is. It's the same kind of language that the FinOps guys, because they're looking at cloud instances, they're looking at services. They're even looking at, OS licensing in there if it's part of the service. Like, just go and talk ITAM, and suddenly you'll realize that you've got these synergies and this, the familiarity with FinOps. You won't know all the language and stuff they use, but you will absolutely be able to add value. And I think that's, again, it's not really a PDP or an education thing, but it's more of a confidence thing, right? And if you've got those skills and if you kind of understand a little bit about the new stuff that's coming into ITAM, then you can very quickly see that you can make a difference. And ultimately, if you do start having these conversations with people like FinOps, there's free courses out there. Suddenly you're on an AWS free course. Then you want to do a FinOps one, and suddenly you're on the FinOps practitioner course. And you just need to unlock that in people, right? So they don't feel scared to go into a meeting and feel like they're going to look stupid, because we're all learning. Everyone learns every day. I go into meetings I haven't got a clue about. And it's like, look, I'm going to be honest here, not got a clue what you're talking about, architects, but I think this is kind of similar. Is this right? And then, they turn around and say, David, no, you're an idiot, get out. Or they say, yeah, that's the kind of route we're going along. So, it's just kind of building people up to have the confidence to have those kind of conversations. But hey, dude, I went off on a tangent then. I do apologize.
Well, we are always learning. I mean, like, we are in this constant state of change right now in our society that the rates of change, I think it was David Cannon that first brought it up on the podcast, that the rates of change are speeding up. Like, whatever the rates or cycles of change in your organization were, they're faster now, and they'll be faster tomorrow than they are today. And so we have to have that mindset that we are, whatever we're an expert at today, maybe passe tomorrow. And we have to be able to have that flexibility in our mind to be able to take that step to the left versus going deeper.